All right.
We have a special guest, obviously.
Special guest today, everyone. Shout out to the wonderful baby D.
Baby D, do you want to say hi to the people?
Was
Not yet.
that? I don't know. She wanted to say
Got it.
hi.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, what is this? Episode 60.
60.
This is a milestone. So, welcome to episode 60, y'all. Welcome to episode
Again,
60.
we need some original music. I gotta send that in.
Please.
Yeah, send it in because it sounds kind of just, it's empty to me.
Well, I think you could drop some rhymes if you'd like. Maybe we can have like poetry too,
Yeah,
like
spoken
poets tell.
word. Yeah,
Come on,
spoken word. Open up the show. I think that would
something.
be fire.
Yeah, something.
That would be fire. But as always, y'all, welcome. 7 p.m. on a Sunday. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So, very extremely appreciative. I really just want to get into it. Obviously, I see my screen name, Wellness Brit, and this is my beautiful co-host, as always.
Trying to tell y'all. How y'all
And
doing today?
together we make up 21 titles. Essentially, we're really a media newsroom slash development firm, really invested into the next generation of student athletes and their professional and personal development. So we're doing all the things that we wish that we had an opportunity to do when we were student athletes. And these weekly recaps we do really just kind of keep our community in the know about what's going on in sports, especially women's sports, NIL, now that name, image, likeness policies have been passed, technology, because we feel that the tech sector makes everything move and shake. And we kind of finish up with culture, just, business in culture, what's going on in culture. Me and Shantae had the grateful opportunity to go to see the Dean's collection at the Brooklyn Museum. We're going to talk about that later on. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with sports news, specifically college hoops. Um, Everybody's been talking about it, and rightfully so. All week, Caitlin Clark has been the topic of discussion. Throughout this week, she declared that she will be entering the 2024 WNBA draft, um, which is great. I mean, she's been at Iowa now for 4 years. Today was her senior day. We'll get into that a little bit later, but she's done amazing things as we all know. And so yeah, she declared that she's going to the 2024 draft. The draft will be happening here in New York City. And this year, what makes it cool is that it's open to the public.
Yes.
So I know that it's probably going to be super, super packed because of the Caitlin Clark effect. Um, and yeah, she will be headed to Indiana. Indiana has the number one pick this year. They've shown no signs of wanting to trade their pick. I mean, who would? Who would? So she will be heading to Indiana um, in this up and coming season. And we saw a couple of social media posts this week.
Yeah.
Really excited about her coming to Indiana, specifically Erica Wheeler. Shouts to Erica. Um,
Shout outs to E.
yeah, she was talking about how people was hitting her up left and right, looking for tickets. I seen a post today talking about just how percentage wise how crazy sales are going up for tickets to see the
Yeah.
Indiana Fever. And again, that's just the Caitlin Clark effect. And Brittany and I had a conversation offline just talking a little bit about how we're very interested in seeing how the league specifically the front office, or really handles Caitlin Clark coming into the league. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Erica Wheeler put out some funny tweets this this past week, but in all jokes, there's always some truth there, right? And she's not lying. Like she said, basically, she was alluding to the charter flight situation that we always talk about, or have been talking about for the past year and a half. Um, Caitlin, she's too big of a name to be traveling with regular people, to be honest. I
no, that's
mean,
a fact.
she's already garnering lines, obviously, right? Sold out gyms everywhere she go. Okay, so you thinking flying with the regular people is gonna be a good idea for that young lady? I don't think so. So WNBA, we calling you out, Kathy Engelbert.
There's gonna be some adjustments that will
Come
definitely
on.
need to be made, and I think they're gonna be really good ones. And shouts to K Dot, because we're gonna be having a further conversation about this in reference to the WNBA CBA really soon, but that's in alignment with what we'll be discussing. And so yeah, just to piggyback off Brittany, what's up, Kenneth? Just to piggyback off Brittany, the truth of the matter is Caitlin Clark is she's going to shift some things,
Right, right.
or spark more conversations about the shifting of things within the WNBA. So we're looking forward to that. And then we know that. Make sure you get in his. What you talking about, Kenneth? I'm reading the comments.
Oh, he probably talking about Baby D. Yeah, she.
Oh.
Soon, man. We was it 2048?
Yeah, I don't
Class of
know.
2048?
Is she the class of 2048?
I
You
don't.
just guess. You just throwing it.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Um, and then still on Caitlin Clark, we know that she broke Lynette Woodward's real record of passing the 3,649 points that um Lynette, you know, scored when she was playing
Right,
college hoops back when there was no NCAA,
right.
and she was playing in the AIAW. And bless you. And I loved how this past week Caitlin Clark, gave Lynette her flowers, and made it known that obviously she's an OG, and what she did was phenomenal. And I did see also that Lynette was interviewed and asked how she felt about Caitlin Clark, and she had nothing but great things to say about Caitlin Clark. She
Yes.
talked about how records are meant to be broken.
Yep.
And just excited to see the game elevate and move in a great direction. And so again, just Caitlin Clark. She was the conversation throughout this entire week. And then just rolling into today, she passed Pistol Peace all time leading score record. Like,
Mhm.
which is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's been how many years since Pete Maravich has held this
I
record
think
too?
50
Like,
years. I
come
think
on.
it's been more than 50, if not 50.
Look, we had a solid 5 decades plus that this record has not been broken. Okay, and it's it's just we're gonna keep seeing more records being broken in our time, while basketball continues to evolve. Obviously offline we were having a conversation about shooting, and me, if I was playing, I would have had to adjust and actually shoot further out, like these guards now. Like it's becoming a mainstream. But if I had to start it all over, I probably would just be a mid-range specialist, to be quite honest, because nobody's really focusing on
No.
mid-range, the mid-range game. And I think that if you have a mid-range game, that's setting yourself up to be a great, efficient basketball player. And even before I learned how to shoot threes, I learned mid range, right? Like if you a guard and you cannot hit a shot below the free throw line, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, I
You
really
heard
don't.
it from a shooter first, so
Yeah,
yeah. But
get, get
the
to it.
game is so different now. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, she's the all-time leading scorer of just college hoops. So shouts to Caitlin Clark. She also got the win today against Ohio State, which was it's always on and popping every time they meet head to head on the floor.
Right.
Um, Caitlin Clark had 35 points today.
I said 40. 5 points
Brittany,
short.
Brittany did say 40. Cody was nowhere to be. I don't want to say nowhere to be found. Um, but she wasn't as she wasn't doing as much as I would have liked for her to do today.
Mm,
But it was still it was an on and popping game the entire time. It's always spicy when they play. Um, but yeah, Iowa just got the best of Ohio State today, and again they won 93-83 today. Um, and so yeah, that's all I have for Caitlin Clark. Just wanted to start there. Um, Moving on, I thought this was super cool because I didn't know if this has always been a thing, but for women's college basketball, there's going to be an All Star game that's going to be played at the Final Four,
fire.
which is fire. And so apparently this is the first time this has happened in 18 years, and the last time this All Star basketball game happened was back in 2006.
Mm.
Didn't even know that. So nonetheless, that's what's happening this year. The game is going to be played at the Women's Final Four during the weekend on Saturday on April 6th, and it's going to be televised on ESPN2 at 3:30 p.m. This is just exciting, and I think again it's building around the excitement around women's basketball right now. So this is very timely, and I'm expecting it to be marketed really well, just to further amplify the Final Four.
Right.
So I love what the NCAA is doing right now, with marketing these young women, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually turns out. This would be the first time I'm actually seeing this All Star game, to be quite honest.
Yeah, like you said, this was in 2006. I was a freshman in
Yeah,
college. So I really don't remember.
and I was gonna ask, like, I don't know if like y'all may have participated in this, but I don't recall there being. I
That's
don't recall. Yeah,
that's the switch off, y'all.
yeah, I see. I don't recall there being an All Star game, but then yeah, like you said, it was in 2006, so I don't know.
But again, we need to see more of this. I think having more events that showcase the talent is a great thing, right? Whether that's All Star Game, whether that's um, just adding like this past All Star weekend, right, for the NBA, like adding that the WNBA feature, the two
Yeah,
on two, the 2-on-2 event. I really enjoyed that. We need better production next
for
year,
sure.
Hennessy, please, because that was really abysmal. But um, yeah, looking forward to seeing this All Star game for the women.
Abysmal, abysmal got it. I can't. Kenneth said thoughts about Shaq walking out Angel Reese. I saw that.
Oh, for
Uh,
senior day?
yeah,
Oh, I mean, where was her peoples at?
they were there. I mean, we're gonna get back to this All Star game, but I just wanted to address the comment. I mean, her mother was there, her father was there.
Okay.
But I saw some comments on social media talking about, Her dad was there. It was, but nonetheless, I think it's dope that he backs her and
Yeah,
he supports her. He's been very vocal about supporting Angel Reese for some time now. And Angel Reese seems to be very appreciative of having his presence in her life.
right.
So I think it was dope. I think it was cool to see. I know that probably the fans at LSU was really hyped to see that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's LSU royalty coming out and together. So I mean, I ain't got no problem with it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it, but I think that when you have a Hall of Famer in your back pocket like that who's willing to come out and support you,
That says a
like, come on. Like, and he what's the sneaker connection that they got too, right?
Isn't it Adidas?
Is it Adidas or is it Adidas?
I could
No,
be
he's the
wrong.
head of something else.
No. I can't think right now. It's not Adidas.
But they still got that connection there too.
Yeah.
He's saying like the relationships run heavy, y'all. Like student athletes, this is what we really want y'all to understand. It's very
Reebok.
important.
Sorry.
Reebok,
Reebok.
yes, Reebok. He's there with Allen Iverson now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very important. We even talked about this last year. We had Marissa Flag on, who
Shouts
is
to Marissa.
director. Shout outs to Marissa. Marissa, baby boy is beautiful.
Yeah,
Shout out,
congratulations.
congratulations, Mama Flag. We know you are basking in the glory of being a
Yes,
grandma. So
absolutely.
I wanted to shout that out. But Marissa Flag, director of player development at OTE. Yes,
Yes.
OTE, okay, was talking about how sometimes the most talented people are not the most kindest and they are not the most personable, okay? You have to gotta bring it. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it. Your talent's not gonna take you over. Okay.
Hmm.
You gotta be you gotta be able to be interview ready. You gotta be able to talk to people, right? Like it's paparazzi. You ever had paparazzi follow you? Yeah, that's what it is in college when you become a student athlete. Come on,
Hmm.
let's
Hmm.
go. So yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say.
No, that's on the money. Kenneth is hilarious in the comments, by the way. I can't take it. um, but yeah, moving on. Anyway, looking forward to the All-Star game that's going to be happening in April.
Hmm.
Be on the lookout for that. Uh, also wanted to give a major shout to Hannah Hidalgo.
For
Bless
real.
you.
Thank you.
Representing for the East Coast very well. Might I add,
Come on.
big jersey. Okay, she's doing what she needs to do over at Notre Dame. Okay, and this past week she set the ACC record for most points scored in a season by a freshman. So I wish I had a horn or something for you,
Right.
Hannah, but we're super proud of you. You've been dogging. You a dog. That's it. You've been you've been killing all season as a freshman, and really have been putting your team on your back in many a games. Um, but she's been showing up and she's been playing. Yeah, it is a big deal. She's been doing such a great job. Um, just going back to this past week, like I said, Notre Dame beat Virginia Tech, which is a really big win for Notre Dame.
Right.
We're coming to the close, we are at the close of the regular season. This week coming up starts conference play. I believe Wednesday for the
Ma'am,
ACC. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's Wednesday.
you are
Um,
correct.
but seeding is important at this point, and so Notre Dame being fifth rank at the time, Virginia Tech was a major win for her, for them. Excuse me. She finished out with 23 points. Again, she's leading the nation in steals. She's leading the nation in steals.
Yeah.
She needs to be put up for like the player of the year, like defensive player of the year. She needs to be considered for that.
Facts.
She's leading the nation in steals. Again, she has over 660 points this year so far. The year is not done. The season's not done. And she's averaging 5 rebounds per game. She's playing on both ends of the floor. That is what these stats are showing you. She's playing both ends of the floor. She's efficient. She's a dog. She has grit. She's very competitive. Every time I watch her play, she's up for, she's ready to play
Yo, her engine
every
is
time.
high. Like
Very
she
high.
um and the fact that she's continued to play with a team that's been like just battered and just boggled down by injuries, right?
Yeah,
Like I didn't think that Olivia Miles was not gonna play at all this season. Like I thought she was gonna come back at least like, in the second half of the season, but she hasn't played at all. I mean, Sonia Citron's been hurt a couple of times. Maddie Westbelt been hurt a couple of times, and she's just continues to perform at a high level.
yeah,
At one point during the season, she was averaging 6 steals a game. Okay, at one point, like,
which is crazy.
do you know how hard it is to get one steal in a game?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. She's averaging 5, 6. That's a lot of steals.
yeah,
But yeah, she's playing well on both ends of the floor. Just really fast forward into today. Notre Dame did beat Louisville. Um, they beat Louisville 74-58. And Hannah Hidalgo had 26 points. Again, she ain't nothing to play with. Like you said, Brittany, her engine is high,
cray cray,
energy always high. And just wanted to give a shout because they're not talking about her as much
nearly
as
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 much.
yeah, as much as
Come on.
she should be talked about. So just wanted to give her a shout, and we see you. Um, Moving on from college, women's college hoops, and again, before we leave this week, again starts conference tournament play. It's gonna be real greasy again in the Pac-12. It's gonna be
Whew.
crazy. Pac-12 20 is about to be nuts, and I'm looking forward to the mess. Good mess, but mess nonetheless. Nonetheless. Like there's no bad teams or
Nah.
team in the Pac-12. Nobody is slacking in the Pac-12. Um, but anyway, be on the lookout for conference play, tournament play this week. Now we're moving on to NBA and WNBA news. Just wanted to give a shout out to LeBron James. As everyone probably knows, he became the first player in NBA history to score 40,000 career points.
Yep.
A lot of buckets. A lot of buckets. He got it yesterday. He got the record yesterday. Um, and yeah, he he's currently ranked 15th in scoring this season with 25.3 points a game.
Wow.
To get 40,000 points is a lot. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to catch him. Just because the amount of points he's had to put up within a 20 year span,
Yeah.
the amount of points you would need to garner every game for 20 years plus straight.
Look,
So,
nobody's breaking this record for a long time. Um,
and he's
40,
still going.
right. Like he might end up with maybe 44, 45,000 points. Like, and to average 20 plus points over a 20-year span is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if we ever gonna see that again. So shout out to LeBron James continuing to he's just continuing to etch his name in the history books, okay?
Not for sure.
Um
Kenneth, yeah. Yo, if y'all in here, y'all need to get in the comments in the comment section because
that's a fact.
it's hilarious in the comment section. But nah, shouts to Braun. That's a major accomplishment. And yeah, I don't know if we'll see this again. Um, at least in our lifetime, I don't know. Um,
Nah.
but yeah. Um, in WNBA news, Y'all need to check out Athletes Unlimited. The games have been going on. I haven't been able to check all the games. I caught a few. All the
Right.
women are hooping. Please check them out. It's been highly competitive. On another note, I saw a clip floating around with Haley Jones this past week, really debunking all of like the misconceptions when it comes to women's basketball and the transition from college into the professional realm.
Right.
And she's just like, people have told her like that they believe like, I guess NIL opportunities go away when you enter the league.
What?
And that's not how that really goes. And that's really what she was covering in these clips that I saw her talking. She was just like, no, right? You still like some of depending on the agreement that you sign with these NIL deals, like there has to be some type of like duration clause which makes clear when you start the contract and when it ends.
Right.
Okay, some may end, but some may continue as you
Right.
are in the league. On top of that, when you enter the league, the same rules kind of apply, right? Like if you're dogging on the court,
Right.
brands are gonna reach out to you
Yeah.
and pay you to promote and market their brand. It's the same idea. So that's essentially what Haley Jones was saying, which is you're still getting money in the WNBA. What
Right.
happens is you're paid your base salary, whatever that it may be. You still have endorsement deals with whomever you have them with. Um, you may get bonuses from the league. You may have different, licensing agreements with the league. You may have different things going on with the league where you're still getting paid additional money outside of your base salary, um, which may look like something similar to what's happening now with the NIL. But I just love the fact that she kind of addressed that. Um, because there is a misconception about that. Like NIL, name, image, and likeness, those terms are not new.
Right.
Like this is not those terms are not new. On the legal side, they're not new. Like, we've been using them. Um, so
Look,
I don't.
here's for the people that are a little bit slower than others. Um, if you grew up in the time that we grew up, you familiar with Pokemon, right? Like how Pokemon they evolve into the next character, right? So you got, Squirtle, and he kind of evolves into the next, whatever that
Not
next,
Squirtle. Yeah, yeah. I don't
right,
remember his next thing, but yeah.
right, or like Charmander going into Charizard.
All right, got it.
Okay, this is what NIL is. It's the same thing. It just carries over into an endorsement. Like people talking about y'all make like y'all silly. Y'all silly. I'm really tight that people keep saying that. Like they're not gonna lose NIL once they become professional athletes. It's either gonna carry over into something else or they get more endorsements. Like stop saying the foolishness. Please
Right.
stop saying the
So
foolishness.
no, that's a fact. Brittany's tight, y'all. She's fed up with y'all.
I know.
she's fed up. But I'm glad that Haley Jones kind of gave like a brief education session during the interview to really put people on.
Facts.
Yeah, Kenneth is crazy. But yeah, so shouts to Haley Jones. But yeah, that's all we have for sports news. Um, if there's anything I missed, Brittany, just let me know. But that's all we got. Um, for
Yeah.
NIL news, name, image, and likeness news. Again, we just think it's important to cover this every week. Um, and so yeah, let's get into it. Tennessee, they're creating a nonprofit NIL fund to potentially pay athlete salaries. Now, listen,
Ooh.
this is amazing. This is a huge step forward. If you don't recall, when we were on IG before IG started hating on us. Um, we covered how Charlie Baker, who's the NCAA president, actually proposed a similar move last year, which would have allowed schools to pay athletes directly through trust
Mhm.
funds.
Yeah.
And so Tennessee's now like, we just gonna jump out here and do it ourselves. And so that's essentially what's happening. Tennessee, again, they created a plan, and they've been working on this plan for the last couple of months, and it just got approved this past week. And
Mhm.
again, they are going to be creating a nonprofit foundation that could turn into a fund to pay these student athletes directly. They're gonna get paid a salary, and this is off the brink of like, there's so many lawsuits happening with, some schools wanting their student athletes to be viewed as employees. There's a
Right.
lot of things shaking right now in the realm of sports, and this is great. um at the end of the day, like Brittany mentioned earlier in this podcast,
Right.
when we play basketball, obviously we couldn't get paid to hoop. um the only form of payment, right, that you were going to receive was ultimately your university giving you a free ride. That was your ticket. You get a free education to come and hoop while we utilize not only your gifts, but your name, your image, and your likeness in perpetuity.
Right.
Like, we get to use it in perpetuity. So that means like you wouldn't get a check based off TV deals or media rights deals, and things of that nature. That is something that these young student athletes are way more educated than we were when we went. They understand how much money really goes into media rights, jersey sales, all of those things, and yet instead they're fighting to get their dollars from all of these places. And so to see Tennessee really jump out there, um, and
Yeah.
just try to take the lead to make sure that these student athletes are paid what they're owed, it's just great to see, and I hope that more universities actually follow suit, to make sure that these student athletes are pay salaries. Because the truth of the matter is, these universities have the money, y'all have the money to pay these students.
Right. Let's look at this comment over here by Kenneth. They're seeing talent leave via the portal to places where getting NIL deals are more advantageous.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's about. Money talks, and these kids, no disrespect to them, these young people, they understand that. They
Right.
really about they bag.
They are.
Like, we
They are.
talk like it's really crazy though. Like, you 18, 19, 20, and you understand the power of who you are, and you understand your worth. We
Right.
we talk about this every week, but every week it's just it's mind blowing to me. Just, these kids are different, and they understand the game. They understand the game,
Facts.
and they out here demanding it. They're demanding the bag. So it is being proactive, kind of like Tennessee's being super proactive. To be honest, Tennessee been being proactive for the last few months. They not with none of this. They not with none of the shits. I'm gonna just say that. they they not
That's a
with
fact.
they're not with nothing. They are empowering their student athletes directly at Tennessee. Um,
We need
they're
more
leading the charge.
universities to step up. Step
Yeah,
up.
they're leading the charge, and I respect Tennessee, and this is great to see. And I hope that the NCAA moves forward with the trust fund idea too. Like, let's just do it. But shouts to Tennessee. Just wanted to highlight that. Um, this story was dope. KK Arnold on UConn. While she was, I believe, in high school, she actually did a research paper, or project on Black Fives Foundation. who I never heard of until I read this article. And
Mhm.
so the Black Fives Foundation essentially covers the history of NBA African American hoopers, even before there was an NBA.
Mm.
If you go to their website, they have like black and white photos of just African American men hooping before there was an NBA. And I thought that was amazing that they're archiving all of this information, all these photos, all of this footage, to really educate people that are interested in learning more about this. And so, KK Arnold, like I mentioned in high school, she covered Black Fives Foundation, but this is a full circle moment because of the NIL, she's now an ambassador for Black Fives Foundation. They learned obviously about who KK Arnold was because she plays for UConn, but they also was um, enticed to reach out to her because of her passion about Black Fives Foundation. And
Mm.
I think this is a great showing of just a full circle moment. And I think what KK Arnold said in this article was amazing. She said, as the research went on, because she did a paper on this, I found Black Fives and I found out about this African American organization that started to introduce basketball to the African American side of things. I really wanted to deep dive into the research, and it all just left from there. And she just talked about how her goal is to teach the next generation about the game, and that through this opportunity, she's able to do that.
Right.
So this, I just wanted to highlight KK Arnold. This is amazing, and again, it taught me something. I never heard of Black Fives Foundation, and if you have some time, you should definitely check out their website. Like I said, it's really dope. Great education, great history, really rich history that they've you know managed to put all together in one place for you to go search and have a ball and have just see it all. So check it out. And yeah, I thought that was dope to highlight.
I just like that this is also another example of NIL being in alignment with who you are as a person. Obviously, KK feels very passionately about this organization and what they're doing. So for her to kind of just align with them and collaborate with them and become an ambassador, that just further solidifies that it's a passion of hers and something that she's really you know she wants to educate others about. So shout out to KK for exposing us to this, exposing us to the foundation, because I didn't know anything until Shantae kind of brought it up. So I'm looking forward to doing a deeper dive myself. But yeah, shout out to the Black Fives Foundation and shout out to KK Arnold.
Yeah, that's a good point. With just again being in the era where you can show up as yourself
Right.
as a student athlete, it pays off to really just be yourself and tap into other things outside of your sport. So yeah, shouts to KK. Um, and then on the last thing that I have for NIL news is Casey's, who's one of the nation's largest convenience stores and pizza chains. They entered into the NIL space, I believe, last year, but now they have three new deals with top basketball players, one being Gabby Marshall from Iowa, but they are partnering with these players um, to promote Casey's annual giving campaign, which is a benefit that they have annually in Feeding America. And so they are trying to um, help in or just provide hunger relief.
Right.
Like they're trying to stop this hunger crisis that we have going on in the United States. And Casey's is hoping to generate at least 1 million meals during March Madness. So for every dunk one of these players happens to do, um, or the amount of 3 pointers that Gabby Marshalls happens to hit, and she hit a few today. Casey's will donate 50,000 meals to Feeding America.
Okay.
Uh, and they are partnering with Celsius to raise these funds in hopes that, again, we stop this hunger crisis that we have going on in the United States. So I think this is a great way to get these players involved and to highlight again this hunger crisis that we have going on. This is a huge task for Casey's. Again, they would like to generate funding for 1 million meals
Right.
for the month of March, which is a lot of money, but I hope that they're able to do it. Um and shouts to Casey's for
Right.
just again using NIL to help with real world problems or help to solve real world problems. So shouts to Casey's.
Wow. I love it. Feed the people. There should be nobody that's starving or going hungry. All the food that we got in this country.
We would need another podcast to really talk about how we feel about
Right.
stuff that happens in the United States because
Woo, baby.
we may get canceled. Yeah, I said it.
Right.
That how we if we communicate how we really feel, how we talk offline,
Yeah.
it would need to be behind a paywall. But even behind the paywall, it would get leaked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. She's absolutely correct, y'all.
so we
This
love what Casey's is doing. Hopefully more organizations hop on the bandwagon, partner with Casey's to make sure that these people are fed even beyond the month of March. Please, like
right.
beyond the month of March. I'm
Mhm.
reading Kenneth's comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said the same thing. But yeah, so thank y'all for tapping in with us so far. We are a little more than 40 minutes in. We got tech news left, and then we got a lot of culture news to cover, and then y'all are dismissed. Let me start acting like we ain't that. I'm playing.
Go
So
about your day.
yeah. In tech news, we're gonna roll into tech news. Um I feel like we just talked about Apple
Yeah.
creating an electric car,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
they just deaded it. They're not doing it no more. They're like,
Mhm.
but it's really all right. So Apple, after 10 years of working on
Damn.
creating an electric car, abandoned this ambitious project this past week. And what's sad is that 2,000 employees were working on this project, and now they're no longer going to be working on it. The
Damn.
article mentioned that they will be getting transferred to another section or department in Apple,
Okay.
which I hope is the truth, so that these people don't lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Um, but nonetheless, the decision to ultimately wind down the project was a bombshell for the company, ending a multi-billion-dollar effort that would have vaulted Apple into a whole new industry. Again, Apple started working on creating this electric car in 2014, um, but they stopped. They just was like, this. They didn't want to continue to spend money on this electric car, um, because they had a feeling that this was never going to see the light of day.
Wow.
That's literally what the article mentioned, that they didn't want to continue to spend millions of dollars each year, and this project may never be released. And so yeah, after 10 years, Apple was out the game. Um
That's really crazy. They spent 10 years on this and then now they just like we raising our hands. Like
I think Apple, like I said, just they wait to see. They wait to see how other products do.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously they don't care about the money. I mean, they do. They just stop working on the project. But to your point, they waited 10 years
Yeah.
and spent multi billions of dollars on this. I mean, I don't know how how y'all feel about electric cars. We know that Tesla has been the topic of discussion for the past 2 months or so, and I personally don't care for Teslas. Um,
Me either.
and I feel like I've said that. I don't know if it's been online, but offline, I I wasn't with the electric car stuff. Um, but nonetheless, I am interested in seeing if Apple will ever step into this realm again. Maybe not. Um, but yeah, just wanted to give you an update on that because I feel like we covered this a few weeks ago. No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apple.
Shouts
Yeah.
to Apple though.
Right. Shout outs to Apple. If you don't, you should have them in your investment
In
portfolio
your portfolio.
because, ooh, yeah. But it's just crazy how they could spend multi-million dollars and then just ditch a project like that.
Yo, when you got the resources, yo, when you got the resources, $1 billion is probably like a stack. It's probably like $1,000 to Apple. When a billion becomes 1,000,
Right.
that's crazy.
That's play money for them.
I just want to tell y'all, when I get that money, I'm gonna start acting funny. That when I touch multi-billions of dollars, and they start feeling like I'm giving out only a couple racks, I'm gonna still be a sweetheart, but it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be a problem. Yeah, no, they can. Yeah, that's a fact, Kenneth. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll keep y'all posted with any new. I mean, we just reported Apple's doing the sports betting app. Well, it's not a sports betting app, but it keeps you. It's a live updates of all sports on
Right.
this app that Apple just created. I won't. We just talked about how we wouldn't be surprised if Apple then moves forward with creating a sports betting app and
Right.
or partnering with a sports betting app. Um, so I'm keeping my eye on Apple, but Apple's always just they like a hawk in the sky for real. They just watch, they see how things are doing, and then they insert themselves. Um, so yeah, that's what we got for tech. Excuse me, for Apple news.
Factories.
Now we're gonna move into more tech news. There's a startup by the name of EQ Tickets. They have created an app where they combine ticket buying experience online with a social network, which is interesting.
Mm.
So, and the company promises to offer ticket prices that undercut some of its competitors operating similar secondary ticket marketplaces. So,
Okay.
there's something like Eventbrite, but what makes them different is the fact that there's like that social media component
Right.
where you can be messaging people on their app to see what the next move is after an event. So, like, if I go to the Liberty game, you may be able to also buy tickets, for example, to an after party. Like, let's say I wanted to go to the draft. I
Right.
could buy a ticket to the draft. On top of that, I could buy a ticket to the after party.
Right.
I could buy tickets to surrounding events around me, and I could talk to you in the chat like we're doing here. Like, yo, what we doing after the draft, or
Right.
what's the
Right.
move after the draft? So that's what that app kind of also it encompasses, which is different. Um, I haven't seen that on a ticketing app. Um,
Yeah.
and let me see what else it says. The fun tie-in is that EQ tickets primarily ticketing marketplace. Yeah, it helps turn the site into a one-stop shop for big events. That is, instead of just buying tickets to the big game, you could also buy a ticket to a fan tailgating event or an after party. Yes, we gonna get into that too. EQ tickets will be host to ticket sales for some of the side events around South by Southwest. Brittany and I still need to get to South by Southwest. Um, but I'm saying hopefully in 2025.
We
We
popping
get
out in 2025, y'all.
2025 we popping out. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be doing a lot over there. And this is just different. We know that ticket prices have been crazy, even for like concerts. Um, but they're really big on keeping prices as low as possible. I guess to get more consumers to come over to their ticketing site to purchase these tickets. I don't know if y'all heard of EQ tickets. I have not until I read this article from TechCrunch, but I will be checking them out if in fact I can get cheaper tickets over there.
Right. That's I
This is
like
not an
this.
ad.
Right. We are not getting paid by
EQ tickets, you
tickets.
could holler at us though, but
Right.
this is not an ad.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're adding the social aspect to a ticketing platform because yeah, what if a person that I'm a local person and then I want to find somebody at the game. You know, like I'm going to my first game. Like you probably get on the social media app on this ticketing thing and find, the same fans.
Yeah,
Whatever not. Like maybe we meet up at a local bar like after the game or before the
yeah,
game. So I think that that's pretty cool.
yeah. It's
We
just a
follow each
different.
other because we're fans of the same club.
Ooh. So I don't have to go to events alone,
Right. Meet
which
up
is
with my people.
cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
which is
oh, yeah.
cool. I ain't never seen this done. So shouts to EQ tickets. Shouts to Kenneth talking about Bitcoin surging this
Yeah.
past week over $63,000
Yeah.
since 2021. Yo, you know what was crazy? I watched the Joe Budden podcast, y'all.
Mhm.
But even Joe Budden, I saw a clip circulating online. Even Joe Budden was hyped about where his his portfolio is when it comes to Bitcoin. He like, yeah, I don't usually check it. I don't check it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was like, throughout the pandemic, he's been investing 250 a week towards Bitcoin. 250 a
Oh
week.
wow,
So
yeah.
he was like, Bitcoin people, we up. He was like, we up. He was like, we up. He said, I don't know what's happening, but I hope it continues. He was like, I hope it continues because
See y'all, that's the power of investing. And this investing really is for like when investing is really when people say what's done in the dark shall come to the light, that's investing.
for sure.
Because you look at that market and it be red a lot. You seen the red and people be like, "Oh my
People
god,
be
it's red."
scared.
But that just means cha-ching cha-ching sale. It
Right.
means sale, okay?
Right.
If you don't have Bitcoin in your portfolio right now, I advise you get some. Cash App is offering you could go on
Yes.
Cash App and buy Bitcoin. You could
Yes.
go on Coinbase and buy Bitcoin. Go get you some Bitcoin. You go on Gemini and get you some
You can
Bitcoin.
go on Robinhood.
You go on Rock. Come
You
on.
can go a couple of places and get some Bitcoin, but
Ye-
it's imperative that you do. And I just thought it was hilarious that he said that. But all jokes aside, is to what Brittany just said. Um, and he said that he was like, "There's a couple times I wanted to say, there's a
Yeah,
couple times I," but he was like, they kept telling me to keep buying. They told
keep
me to keep
buying.
buying.
Just stay
They told
consistent.
me to keep buying. Um, and so yeah, he was hyped, and yes, it is over 63,000, like Kenneth said, and get you some
Come
Bitcoin.
on, get some Bitcoin and all the everything that's associated with Bitcoin on the market has been surging too. If you've been following Nvidia, you've seen that Nvidia's been going crazy too. If you've been following MicroStrategy,
About to say.
y'all been knowing that white man Michael Saylor been throwing Bitcoin on the books at MicroStrategy for the past few years, and people been looking at him like he crazy. They're like, "What is this white man doing?" And now we see what this white man has been doing. Okay, share of MicroStrategy right now is plus $1,000.
Yeah, it's high.
Okay,
It's high, baby.
yes, it is called dollar
Dollar
cost
cost
averaging.
averaging.
Yes, Kenneth is correct.
We in
DC
class.
DCAing because this is important because
No, it is.
student athletes, y'all making bags in college now. Like there should be no excuse for y'all after college to go to have no money. There should
Right.
be no excuse at this point. If you are making a bag in college right now, it is imperative that you put a plan in place and you better throw some money in that market so that you
Somewhere.
so somewhere we about to get into art, collecting art so we could establish that value in that art, and then when I want to sell it, cha-ching, okay?
The Ching is right.
Okay, but yeah, put your money in appreciated assets, okay?
That's a fact.
Okay, because we were just talking about the student athletes getting the deal for the EA Sports, and me and Shantae would have a conversation. If I took that $600, I'm getting EA stock. Okay,
Yeah.
get EA stock, baby. It's all in the game. Yes, it is all in the game. It's all in the game. I'm throwing it into the game.
That's a fact.
Okay,
You gotta, yeah. Let your money work for you.
that's it.
But yeah, so that's what we got for tech news. Um, Culture news. We usually talk about business, film, fashion, art, food. That's what we cover in culture. So this is our last segment of the night. Just want to say thank you for tapping in with us so far. So in culture news, Africa, they're about to create a 12,000 seat arena, and this arena is going to be in Lagos. And to create it, it's going to cost
Nigeria.
100. Yeah, it's going to cost $100 million. That's estimated to
100
create it now, and it's really going to be significant for Nigeria's entertainment scene. So we all know there's been a lot of like African artists coming out left and right in the last what I mean, there's always been, let me be clear, there's always been African artists, but it's been like a surge and really big boom, at least here in America, when it comes to Afro beats and things of that nature
Right.
within the last few years. And so, off the cuff of that, Africa, they've decided to create this arena to really continue to push forward the entertainment scene there. And
Gotcha.
touted as the first of its kind in the country, the arena is envisioned as a dedicated space for major concerts, sporting events, and family entertainment experiences. The project includes the construction of a center for entertainment and sports with hotel and parking space. Beyond entertainment, the project offers significant economic benefits, projected to create over 1,500 direct and indirect jobs, which is amazing. The
Right.
arena is expected to foster the growth of ancillary businesses and contribute to the continued expansion of Nigeria's entertainment and sports sector. So I'm trying to remember where Natasha's investment is, um,
Right.
but that was like a sidebar because, but nonetheless, Africa's up. That's what I'm saying. Like, um,
Facts.
this is gonna be fire. I would love to see what it looks like when it's done and how they use it in Nigeria.
Right.
Um, but just wanted to give a shout to them for even creating this. Um, I need to make it to Nigeria.
Make it to I gotta make it to Africa, okay? Shantae has stepped onto the motherland soil. This last year, she got a chance to to get there. I need to get there, but Nigeria, like, come on.
Yeah.
Nigeria is up and coming. Nigeria, all I keep hearing is Nigeria, Senegal, Ghana,
Hmm.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Like, these are invest in Africa too. That's what I'm getting out of this. That is
Facts.
woo.
That's a fact, kind of.
Invest in Africa. All right. I can't wait till I get to Africa. Um because it's Africa. Like,
There's just a lot of opportunities. That's why I wanted to give a shout to Natasha.
yes,
Um,
Natasha is one of the owners in a team over with NBA Africa, correct? Right?
Natasha Cammy. I believe so. We could be it may not be NBA. No, it may be NBA.
We're
NBA
gonna have
Africa.
Natasha come back on and just explain it to y'all.
Yeah. And
Okay?
shouts to her because I did see her reference today's game in Iowa. She was in Iowa today. Shouts to Natasha Cammy.
On the
We
scene.
love the work that you're
Hey,
doing, on and off the
our
court.
favorite
And
our
so
favorite rap.
that's a
Yeah.
fact. She really is because we be hard on the refs. But
She
she taught us
taught
and
us to
told
give
us
us grace.
to give grace. And that's one thing I be trying to keep in mind. I be having Natasha in the back of my head.
Yeah, for
Uh
real. For real.
with shouts to Natasha. Yo, Kenneth is crazy. Kenneth, Kenneth, Kenneth's comments.
Yo, Kenneth.
Kenneth, and we saw you on that pod. I saw you. You can talk about that. I saw you. I saw you on that pod with Flip
Kenneth.
um. But also, we wanted to highlight the great work that Russell Westbrook is doing in South Central LA. This
Mm,
is this is this is what giving back really looks like. So Westbrook actually partnered with Target to create or construct 180 affordable housing units right in South Central LA. And within the article, he says we have this platform talking about him on being an NBA player. I really pride myself on trying to be the face of Los Angeles when it comes to our community, Westbrook stated in an interview. And he's basically saying his dedication is to give back to the underserved communities of Los Angeles, and that this project is not about building homes, but it's about fostering a sense of community and providing a foundation for future growth. Um,
yeah, I love
this is what being a pillar of your community looks like.
that. Mm-hmm.
This is what community looks like. Community is not just a word,
Right.
it's a
Right.
verb, baby. It's a verb. And he out here doing it. He's out here taking action. He's not waiting for things to happen. Like he mentioned, he has the platform, he has the resources, and it's just really good to see him to doing this. Like,
Yeah. Look, all the people that got means, like, we always ask why don't you do this? Like,
right,
there should be some type of community give back from everybody that has made it out of the out of the circumstances, okay? So that you can inspire the next person to get up out of that circumstance and come back and do exactly what you just did.
right,
Okay?
right.
It's important that the youth see stuff like that, because that's going to inspire them to foster change.
Yeah,
It's going to inspire them to want to make their communities a little bit more beautiful, to
right.
to take care of our communities, because we look at our communities now, our communities, we not taking care of them. We really not taking care of them at all. Okay? So I love that Westbrook, this is just who he is. We've seen him do this, he's done multiple like fundraisers out there in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. Like, he's always in his community.
Yeah, no, he is. Like
Like
he is
he's
A
not
big
faking the
staple
funk.
there. Yeah.
He's doing what he needs to do, and I wish there were more Westbrooks in the league
Yeah, I
that
will
felt
Jason Tatum. We covered Jason Tatum. He's doing
right,
it's a few of them that's out here
right,
doing the work and showing their work. And I hope that it inspires more players or just more individuals in their position to step up and be that pillar of their community that we need. We need
right,
it.
yeah,
So shouts to Russell Westbrook. We love to see it. Um and so we had one of the things we're gonna end with. This is not the ending because we still have to talk about more Bronx news. Okay.
right.
But this past week we had a woman, Ruth Gottsman. Brittany put me onto this story, I'm not gonna lie. So
Mhm.
from what I understand, her husband passed away, was a
Right.
major player in the stock game, left her with billions of dollars, literally. Left her with
Yeah.
billions of dollars and allowed her to do whatever she wanted to do with this money. And she decided to donate $1 billion to provide free tuition to the students at Bronx Medical School, better known as the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Um, I believe she went to this school as well, and she graduated from this school years ago. And she gifted the school this money because she intends for it to attract a diverse pool of applicants who otherwise might not have had the means to attend.
Right.
It will also let students graduate without debt that can take decades to repay, as we all know.
Right.
Um, the tuition at Albert Einstein College of Medicine right now is $59,458 per year. The average medical school debt in the US is $202,453. You are a walking house,
Right.
right? Um, and so this school now becomes the second tuition free medical school in New York. Um, and this is just amazing. And like Kenneth said, it is a classy move. She didn't have to do this. um, and I saw the reactions from the students when they announced this, and a lot of them were crying. I mean, I would be crying too.
That's a fact.
I would be crying. Um, so shouts to Ruth for doing this. I hope that it does bring in a diverse class of future medical professionals because it's needed. Brittany, I don't know if you want to talk about how you thought about going to medical school at one point,
Oh
but
yeah.
I just made it known to y'all. So
No, for sure. Ah, before I knew anything, before I knew anything worth knowing,
yeah, but that's a really good way to put it. I
uh,
like that. I like that.
yeah, your girl was on track to go to medical school. I was pre med at school in college, and then the reality of things hit me. So now I'm actually doing stuff my way. So and we're healing through food, and we're healing through conversation and all that good stuff, holistic healing.
Holistic ways of
Okay.
dealing with, but
Yes, but this is really, like Ken said, classy move by this lady. And to be clear, this is also to another reason why we talk about investing, okay? Shantae mentioned that this woman's husband left her a portfolio of stock. Do y'all know what portfolio of stock this was? Oh, it's Berkshire Hathaway. A, not B, okay? A, do y'all know how much one share stock is for Berkshire Hathaway? A, $613,000 for one share. She had an entire portfolio of shares to gift this school.
Shouts
That's
to her husband.
crazy. Shouts to her husband. That's crazy. I want to know what that portfolio looked like.
Crazy. Yeah, listen, that portfolio was nuts. I don't even know.
Like, imagine, Shantae. Just imagine. Someone came up to you and was like, Shantae, you had a great uncle that left and endowed you an entire portfolio of just Berkshire Hathaway A stock for
I'll start
you.
laughing. I'll start laughing.
For you.
I'll start laughing.
Like I just told y'all, one stock is worth 600.
Right. I actually think, to Kenneth's point, he said Warren Buffett's heavy, yes, in Berkshire, because, and okay, so the husband, I think, was his protege. The husband, I read something like that. The husband was like, I swear, I feel like I read that. I could be wrong, but I think I read that the husband was the protege, or like on Warren Buffett's, like,
probably team
on his chest. Like, let me. I think he was, and that is why that portfolio looked how it looked, and why this woman was able to donate. Donating $1 billion is
crazy. So that means you already know how much more she had.
If you're throwing away a B, and see, this is what I'm talking about. We talked about this with Apple.
Come on, man.
If I start throwing away B's and acting like they just a couple of racks, y'all in for it. Y'all getting a whole new Shantae, baby. I start throwing away some B's.
Yeah.
I ain't that classy. I don't know if I would be either. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say. I did say I would save as many of us as I could.
Yeah, we gonna do it though.
Yeah, I would definitely try to save as much of us as I could with that money that Ruth has. So to Brittany's point, if she is donating $1 billion, imagine how much she still got sitting. And she's old,
93. She's 93.
Yo, we was on the we was on the same wavelength. I'm like, think about it. This lady old. Shouts to her, but she old. So all that's old money. That's going to just, you know how that go. You know how that go.
Come on.
That's going to go to the grandchildren. That's going to go to the kids. And but that's generation. That's generational wealth. Literally. Yeah. That is what we're watching and reading. Like,
yes.
This I'm still stuck on this lady just saying, here's $1 billion. Everybody go to school for free.
That's crazy. Insane. Okay,
insane.
So the elites have that ability. Okay. And then talking about elites, right? Elites love the arts, right?
No, yeah. Great segue. Segue queen.
They they love the arts, and so do we. Okay. And we had the most fortunate opportunity to get to the Dean's collection at the Brooklyn Museum. Okay.
Yeah.
Shantae went first, and then she was like, yo, it was tough. It was tough. Okay. The pieces I seen were tough. So that only implored me to want to go. Okay. And so I went. And this past week, for my birthday, it was a beautiful thing to see. Okay. First and foremost, shout out to Swizz. Okay.
Yo, them pieces, y'all got money. Let's just talk about that. Like, let's start there. Like, I mean, I don't think anybody doubted if they had it, but like,
nah, they get into the bag.
I don't think people understand when they see the art, but this is what we mean by like investing. Just investing in different ways. Like, they are showing how to invest in Black artists.
Come on.
We've seen art in there that literally costs millions of dollars, multi-millions of dollars.
Correct.
And we just going in there taking pictures of this joint. And it's like, yo, do y'all know what y'all looking at?
Yes. I did not know, but in doing research as I go, it's really quite remarkable to see the things that we seen in there. Like I never got a chance to see Gordon Parks work
Yep.
like in person, and I got a chance because they actually have it in their collection. Um, Shantae was very familiar with Jamel Shabazz. I was not, and his pictures and portraits blew me away. Um, some of these artists that I did not know, such as like Esther Malongu, she's I believe from Nigeria.
A lot of African
Um,
artists in there.
lot of African artists that I was not familiar with, like just got a chance to be open and receptive to. It was really just a great showing. I think next time I would love to go with like a tour guide so that I can get more in depth
Yeah.
information about like what's really going on
Yeah.
in the art. But nevertheless, I was just really blown away. Thank you guys for sharing your art, your collection with us.
I want to go
Um,
back.
I do too.
I'm
I
trying
do.
to go back. Um, I think this is going to be available until June of this year, June or July. um, so if y'all have time, y'all definitely should check it out. Um, yeah, I'm trying to go back with like what Brittany said with a tour guide to really get some more information. But the pieces themselves were beautiful. They all told different stories. Um, large pieces, a lot of large pieces
Woo!
there, which you can only imagine them what I mean, not for nothing, what Swizz and Alicia Keys' home look like. If this is, a part of their collection, y'all house has to look crazy. Um,
Right.
but yeah, no, Swizz, all jokes aside, Swizz Beats has always been an advocate for um really investing in black art.
Right.
He for me personally, now thinking about it, he may have been one of the people I knew early on in our art adventure that was talking about it. That also
Mm,
happened to be from New York City. Um, talking about investing in black art.
yeah.
And so yeah, just to see how he hasn't just been talking about it, he's been doing it. Like
And for a
you
very long time too. If you go into the exhibition, there's an interview with Swizzy and Alicia Keys, and I forget who's interviewing them, but they're asking them a series of questions, and one of the questions is, "How did you get into art collecting?" And basically Swizzy wasn't even supposed to be in clubs at when he was DJing. Like this dude was like 15 years old at clubs, like
yeah,
DJing and making money. And he basically said like at 19 he bought a house and wanted to fill up the walls basically, so kind of like hit up a gallery and was trying to go in there and cop some art, and they're like that piece is like 20K, like 50K. He was just like taken aback at the prices of the art, and then that's when he got under like an art director's wing and kind of started learning about the world and learning about what goes into collecting and being a viable collector for artists. So he's
yeah,
been collecting since early, like to basically fill up walls in his house. That's how it started. And
yeah,
now he's become one of the leading artists collecting other artists' work. So just astonished that you know he's walking the walk, like they're walking the walk, not just talking about it. So I'm happy to see that. I wish we had more people, more artists, big artists doing the same, because that's how we circulate our dollars and create generational wealth for ourselves. So if
that's
you
a
get
fact.
a chance, go to see the exhibits. All right.
Yeah,
And maybe we'll put up a reel or short to get you motivated to go do so. Okay.
yeah, because it is really fire.
Yeah.
It is really dope. So check it out. Um, I want to see. Did we cover everything? Is there anything else we
Um.
trying to think if there's anything extra that's been happening right before we went live? But
Anything?
I think
Oh no, I just wanted to also bring up. We talked about Lynette Woodard, and her. There's also another young lady by the name of Pearl Moore who scored more points than Lynette Woodard. She scored over 4,000 points in college, but obviously her stuff is not counted because she played in the AIAW. So, but we got something to say about that because
I didn't know if you wanted to. I
we
didn't know.
seen a reel. We seen a reel earlier this week that talked about Tara Vanderveer's wins from the
AW.
AIAW, counting going towards her record that she just broke of being the most winningest coach in the D1 history. So if her wins count from there, why do the points for the student athletes from that conference or that era don't count? It don't make any sense, but we're gonna dive deep. But
Yeah,
again, as always, please subscribe. That helps us. Hit the notification bell ding. That helps us as well.
facts.
That helps us grow. That helps us do what we got to do. Thank you guys for supporting us as always. Follow us on every social media platform that you know: LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, everything. All right, TikTok. We're on everything. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube, please, because this
Please
is only
subscribe.
gonna it's only gonna help us. All right. All right. There's a lot of stuff that I want to say, but I don't want to say it. As Shantae is gonna say that's Pisces shade. So just follow us. That's really all I got to say.
Follow us. We got some things on. We got a lot we about to do in 2024, which is why Brittany was like, we're gonna pop out 2025.
Right.
So thank y'all for rocking with us as always. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your night on this Sunday. And we'll see y'all back here next Sunday at 7 p.m.
Yes, yes, yes.
So peace, y'all.
Peace.